Time is a valuable and scarce resource. It is the one thing that we are all given, in equal amounts, but often misused. It is often said that your time is your life. If you waste time, you waste your life. However, there are a lot of misconceptions about time. We think time flies, that we can save time, and that we can make up time. Contrary to this, time moves at a predetermined, steady rate all the time. Successful people derive maximum benefit out of the time available to them. They are very selective in deciding what to do during the time that is available. They avoid doing activities which do not add value to their long-term goals. They don't just spend time, but invest their time wisely. By the end of this course, you will be able to identify the symptoms of poor time management. Identify time wasters. Review strategies to manage time. Examine various techniques that are used to manage time. Analyze how you use your time, and calculate your time worth. So what is managing time? It is the art of getting organized to realize your lifetime goals, the art of understanding what activities need not be done, and eliminating them from your daily schedule. This course will help you become more efficient by helping you identify and focus on the activities that really matter. This will help you work smarter and enable you to shape a successful career. In short, time management is self-management for effective use of time. Let's begin with a time management survey, which will help you identify the strategies that will enable you effectively manage your time. Click Next to proceed to the time management survey. Please mark your response by checking the appropriate box. Then check your current position on the time management survey. It is also important to identify the danger signals of poor time management. Click Next to proceed to the assessment. Check if any of these sentences relate to you. Please mark your response by checking the appropriate box. After completing the exercise, click Submit. As you have learned, some of the common symptoms of poor time management are: inability to complete work on time, being frequently late, attending to urgent work rather than important work, always doing the work of others, not taking enough rest, inability to say no to unnecessary work, and always feeling tense and hard-pressed for time. Now that you have identified some of the symptoms of poor time management, let us understand what a time waster is. A time waster is anything that prohibits us from effectively reaching our objectives. Time wasters are of two types: major time wasters and minor time wasters. Major time wasters include problems with our attitudes, goals, objectives, and priorities. Minor time wasters include interruptions that we face during the day, such as extended meetings of minor importance, needless reports, extended telephone calls, and unexpected visitors. Print the time waster track sheet. Mark your responses by checking the appropriate box. This simple technique will provide you a snapshot of the way you use your time. Before you learn how to efficiently manage time, please answer the following two questions. How do you spend your time at present? And how should you spend your time? Remember, it's not a problem to make a mistake. The problem arises when you fail to learn from it. It is highly useful to take your own personal inventory. Make a chart of the day, broken into 15 or 30-minute segments. Carry it with you throughout the day, and keep filling it up. This will help you identify the time you spend accomplishing nothing worthwhile. Go a step further, and add a column for your comments on how you spent the time by writing satisfied or not satisfied beside each segment. Print the time inventory form and fill it up. Then identify where your time goes and where it should ideally go. After filling up the form, answer the following 3 questions. How much of your time is spent on a planned and scheduled activity? How much of your time is wasted by pursuing somebody else's priorities, and how much of your time is wasted in unnecessary work? Any activity which does not produce any result and occupies your time is called a time thief. Part of our time is stolen from us through time wasters. We are cheated out of it. Even though we are well organized and have our to-do list with priorities well marked, we are unable to complete all of them due to constant interruptions. We should understand that a perfectly normal day is full of interruptions. An effective person manages interruptions efficiently. In order to do that, you should first identify the types of interruptions that come up during the day. Move your mouse over each option to learn more. Print the tracking time thieves chart. Now study the following statements carefully and tick the appropriate column if it is relevant to your situation. Identify 3 major time thieves and the causes for it, and evolve an action plan to deal with the same for prevention. Remember, being successful does not make you manage your time well. Managing your time well makes you successful. Print the time worth calculation chart and use it to calculate your time worth. To improve your skills in time management, it is necessary to maintain a log of the time you spend on each task. Print the time log analysis chart and use it to reduce or increase the usage of your time. An effective way to manage time is to continuously emphasize the importance of promptness, speed, and punctuality. Focus on the way you manage work and life by doing one thing at a time. Concentrating on the task that is on hand. Taking time seriously. Adhering religiously to plans, and emphasizing promptness. Planning is the single most important function of management. When planning, determine your purpose. Identify possible obstacles. Manage and direct your resources, and finally, work on your peak performance time. Categorizing an activity helps you identify what is important and what is not important. This will also help you prioritize tasks and activities. Click each option to learn more. Smart time management means spending time on things that are important and not just urgent. To do this, it is important to understand this distinction. Print the urgent important analysis chart and enter your daily tasks in the respective quadrants. Pareto's principle can be very effective to help you manage time effectively. The 80-20 rule means that in anything, 20% are vital and 80% are trivial. For example, 20% of customers or calls produce 80% of sales. Only 20% of the tasks that we do produce 80% of the results. Conversely, most people spend 80% of the time in tasks that are related to only 20% of job results. A good example of this is the role of a salesman. The value of Pareto's principle is that it reminds you to focus on the 20% that matters. Thus, in a list of 10 tasks, doing 2 of them will yield 80% rewards. We have seen that smart time management means spending time on tasks that are important and not just urgent. Be an expert in locating those tasks. Print the time management chart and use it to list your tasks. Then focus on the 20% that you need to bring 80% results. Another important technique to manage time is the action priority matrix. It is a simple technique that helps you identify which activities to prioritize. This will help you make optimal use of your time. By wisely identifying productive activities, you can prevent yourself from getting stuck in low-yield, time-consuming tasks, and focus instead on high-yield, rewarding projects. The diagram consists of 4 quadrants. Score each activity you want to complete on 2 scales. Firstly, on the impact the activity will have, and secondly on the effort involved. By tracking each activity on the matrix, you can quickly identify the tasks that give you the greatest returns on your efforts. Effective time management is not a complex technique that needs to be mastered. Let us now review a few simple but effective time management strategies. You can use these to effectively manage time. The way you have organized your work area can have a lot of influence on the effectiveness of your time. A cluttered table is an indication of a cluttered mind. You will not be effective in ensuring a smooth flow of work. The main problem in a disorganized work area is that a lot of time will be wasted in searching for information, papers, files, and books. Arrange your work area. In short, you need a place for everything, and everything needs a place. Put your desk to ward off distractions, avoid facing windows, open doorways, or busy corridors. Have an exclusive appointment with yourself, at least once a week, to organize your work area. The most popular way to begin managing your tasks better is to use a to-do list. Jot down the various things you want to do, phone calls to be made, letters to be written, mails to be sent, and subjects to be studied. After preparing a to-do list, sometimes you may find yourself in a dilemma that you have more activities but limited time. In that time, you need to identify which activity to perform first. In such a situation, it is useful to rate your activity on the following 2 factors: urgent and important. A task is urgent when it has to be accomplished within a specific time. A task is important when you have a lot of time to complete the task. Next, categorize your tasks as urgent but not important, urgent and important, not important and not urgent, important but not urgent, as shown in the diagram. Each of your activities can be distinguished as one of these 4 types. Prioritization is the skill that ensures you are focused on what is really important. It is especially important when time is limited. To effectively prioritize your tasks, ask yourself, what is the objective? Is this something I wanted to do? How will this benefit me? What have I got to lose? Is there a better way to do this? Should it even be done at all? Do I have the time to do this task? Many people discover that the main reason for waste of time is lack of important goals. Goals reflect our purpose in life and have widespread impact on our lives. Goals are personal, practical, time-bound, flexible, and measurable. One of the ways to effectively use your time is to know the best time in the day when you can concentrate on important activities. This is called prime time. Prime time is that time in your day when your energy is at the peak and your mind is creative. Prime time differs from person to person. For some, prime time could be early in the morning, for others, it could be late in the evening or night. Identify your prime time and determine what activities you could do. Don't waste your prime time on routine activities, such as reading newspapers, reading and replying to mail, and watching TV. Tackle your most important and difficult work during the time of the day when your energy levels are high. Every day, make a list of 5 important things to do tomorrow. Brainstorm. The next day, at the earliest opportunity, pick up that nasty but important job and finish it. Only then pick up the next job. This principle will go a long way in your life. As explained earlier, Not all jobs which are urgent are important. For example, telephone calls. Further, not all jobs which are important are urgent. Devise your own methods of managing your visitors' interruption, as well as telephone interruptions. Also remember that work has a habit of expanding on time and people. The choice is yours. Whether you allow time to manage you, or you manage time. At the end of the day, go through your to-do list, and tick those items that you have completed. Do not get depressed for not accomplishing all the items you intended to do. On the other hand, based on your actual accomplishment level, make your to-do list realistic. Don't be tempted to go for quantity at the cost of quality of the activities. The best way to improve your time management skills is by practicing simple but proven methods on reducing time-wasting activities. You can do this by assigning a time for every activity or conversation that is important to your work, scheduling time for interruptions, taking time to plan your day, practicing not answering the phone just because it is ringing, or frequently checking emails, avoiding long hours on social media tools. In this course, we have learned to become more aware of our time and how to manage it better. We have learned to recognize critical symptoms that signal poor time management, situations that result in wastage of time, reviewed tools to optimize our time, and discovered useful tips to manage our daily tasks and time better.